sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always get in the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I like to say to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, you gotta show some love, yeah, sunshine.
Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Show some
Things are
love.
gonna work out fine if you only will.
All God's children.
Shower the people you love with love.
Jesus said,
Shower the people you love with love.
oh, the greatest of these is love, yeah.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning.
You've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning,
Good
Ricky.
morning, Ricky.
How you
Hey, boo
doing?
boo. Smarter than the average bear.
Good morning, America.
Good
And around the
morning,
world.
Good morning,
everybody.
world.
We made it this morning, Cindy.
Oh, I know
Good
it.
morning. Merlin, good morning. Jeff, good morning. Zach, good morning. You know, I've been watching Ricky. We can't get our numbers up because he's got 500 people in his friends thing and I invited 3.
No, it's more than that.
That's awesome.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah, good morning. It's Friday, all right. Not a sound.
Yep, not one sound.
I was waiting on Cindy.
I was too.
Oh, I'm waiting for y'all. I'm waiting for you.
Once
I'm
upon a time
thinking-
in a corn country, there lived a very beautiful girl. Her name was Rendersella. Now, Rendersella lived with her mugly other and her two sad blisters in the same corn country. There was a very pransome hens. This pransome hens was going to a Bancy Fall, and he invited people from riles around, especially the pitch people. Rendersella's mugly other and her two sad blisters went out to buy some Bancy fresses to wear to the Bancy Fall when Rendersella could not go because all she had were some old ruddy dags. Finally, the night of the Bancy Fall arrived and Rendersella couldn't go, so she just cat down and sried. She was a kitten there, scrying, when all at once there appeared before her Gary Fodmother. And he touched her with his magic wand, and there appeared before her a kig boach and Hicks white sources to carry her to the Bancy Fall. But now she said to Rendersella, you must be home before midnight, or I'll turn you into a tumpkin.
I'll burn you into a tumpkin.
When Rendersella arrived at the Bancy Fall, the pransome hens met her at the door because he had been watching behind a wooden window. And Rendersella and the pransome hens danced all night until midnight, and they lell in fuv. Finally, the mid-clock struck night, and Rendersella staced down the rares, and just as she beached the rodham, she slopped her dripper. The next day, the pransome hens went all over the corn country looking for a beautiful girl who had slopped her dripper. Finally, he came to Rendersella's house, and he tried on Rendersella's mugly other, and it fitting it. Then he tried it on her two siggly usters.
Siggly oysters.
And it fitting it. Then he tried it on Rendersella, and it fitted it. It was exactly the sight rise.
You sound like some people I know be at the Barbie, drunk to the max.
So they were married and lived heavily ever hapwards. Now the story of the Maury is this. If you ever go to the Bancy Fall and you want to have a pransome hens lolling fuv with you, don't forget to slop your dripper.
That's great. I love it.
Cinderella
They
with
make
dyslexia.
medication for that.
Yeah, I got some pills in
correct.
my bag. I got him.
Can you share him?
Yeah, huh?
Can you
Wait till I
That's
tell
right.
you about the crisp before nightness.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Twas the crisp before nightness when all through the house not a steacher was curring, not even a mouse. The Hawkings were stung by the hymny with chair in hopes that Nate Sickless soon would be there.
Name syphilis. I thought he said syphilis.
The Nildren were chestled. All bug in their sneds, while visions of pugger slums hanced in their deads. We'll save that till Christmas time.
that's great. How can you remember all these things?
I don't know. What do you on smop of old Toki? How about how about the story about the pea little thrigs? I'll huff and puff and hoe your blouse down.
Let's stick to Cinderella. Or the
Yeah, we'll stick to
Rendersella.
that.
Let's
Yeah, all this
stick to
puff and
Rendersella.
huff and hoe your blouse down.
No, let's just do Rendersella. That's good. I think
Dyslexic children's stories.
Yeah.
They call those spoonerisms.
Was it Archie that told that on Hee Haw?
Yeah, it was Archie Campbell. That's Archie Campbell did several of those. Those are called spoonerisms.
Spoonerisms?
That's what you
they're
call them.
great.
Yeah, you just kind of
Really?
reverse a few letters and make it really
Interesting. It's very interesting.
Extremely
I love
stunning. It's extremely stunning.
it. It is, and it just comes right off. I mean, there's just no telling what information is inside your brain, Mark.
Yeah, is Lily Coos
And-
going to follow us?
And it's just waiting. It's just waiting to come out.
I know
And
it.
we're just waiting. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And what's
Wait,
bad
wait,
is when we
Cindy.
get you together and we get Heath together, and then it's
Oh, it's all
really
it's on
crazy.
then. It's really off the chain.
Oh my goodness, I know it. It's
there
I
you
know
go.
you almost have to get a pillow, a laughing pillow.
I'm trying to pick his brain.
What a neat.
Oh,
I'm trying to. Are you watching, Cindy?
Good morning.
I am. Yes.
You see, I'm trying to
am.
pick.
How
I'm
you
trying
doing?
to pick his brain with these chopsticks.
Oh, I see it. I do. I do see it.
The-
I liked that yesterday. I enjoyed that.
I really had so much fun yesterday. I mean, it was just
I like
amazing.
that. I like the straw, and that was fun.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that. And Mark called himself. He's got me in training. I'm in training right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Mark is. Yeah, he's mentoring.
Yeah, he's training me how to be. He's trying to get me to go down and pose as a black Chinese.
What? I came in on that. My son called me from Kansas City, and I thought I better
No,
take it.
I said you have me in
Yeah.
training because while you were talking, I was trying
Yeah.
to pick your brain. I
All right,
said
let's
he's
go-
got
let's
me in
go through
training.
this again.
Yeah, see, now
What is
watch
this
this.
called?
Do you
Quite
say-
zu.
Quite good.
Quite zu.
I told you I
Bless
was in
you.
training.
Yeah, that's what
Bless
I
you.
say. That's easy for me to say.
Did you say question or quite good?
Quite zu.
Quite good.
Quite zu. Yeah.
Bless you.
Quite
Well,
zu.
when my eyes start looking funny, you know it's something happening.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, your eyes did look a little funny when I come in this morning. They looked a little bloodshot.
No, yeah. Well, I just went to bed 30 minutes ago, and guess who was in my driveway?
Why are you up all night, Ricky?
Well, because I can't get any sleep because I know Mark Herman is coming to get me very early.
He's
and I
scared.
have to
He
be
can't
ready.
sleep because he's laying there thinking at some point the call's coming.
Any minute now, any minute. Because when I keep calling me this morning, I was sitting on the side of the bed. I had my shoes sitting there. I was just ready because I know he's coming.
I thought you were sitting on the commode when I called you.
No, I might not have been able to talk. And Matthew Dooley says I'm a blackanese.
Blackanese.
Thank you,
You're our
Matt.
buddy.
Okay, Matt.
Ricky.
Thank you.
We
You're
we
my
had a lot of
buddy.
people wanting to join the toga party, but we're not wearing pointy hats.
No, we're not.
We'll just wear the
And
sheet
I-
with no pointy hat. Don't show up your
No.
pillowcase on your head and eye holes cut out. Because
No.
Who's Lawrence
We don't
Sawyer?
do that.
Who?
We don't do that around here.
Lawrence
No.
Sawyer.
We love people.
Oh yeah.
We love you.
Well, thank you.
hey, good morning, Tommy Smith. We play Tommy on our radio.
Oh, we love
on our
Tommy.
radio
Yes,
network. That's about. I'm gonna tell you something. Tommy Smith is the nicest guy
Okay.
in the world.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
He is the most decent human being you're ever going to meet in the record business. He's
And
a
he's
singer.
funny.
He's a singer. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's a radio promotion guy. He's just a great all around guy. I
That's
love
good.
Tommy Smith. I really do. He's been so good to me since I moved over into the Christian music world. And,
Okay,
and
yeah.
he's just Tommy's been really good. He plays all my records, and he's been very encouraging to me. And he's just a good dude. We love Tommy Smith, man.
Amen.
Yes, we do.
And Tommy's got a new
That's good.
single out that I got to participate on. I produced the tracks for it. And as soon as we get his finished copy, I'm going to start playing it in regular rotation here.
Which
That's
Tommy,
good.
if you're listening, I sent it to Mark, but he didn't realize that was the finished copy. So we need you to send us an MP3.
Yeah,
of
just
that.
shoot me an MP3 over here, and we'll get it on. If you get it to me now, I'll play it today. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll drop
Send it
you
to
right in. I got the boss on the phone with me, so I can.
Oh yeah, she's running the show.
Yeah, I'm scared of Cindy.
I know.
Cindy will tell
you
the
just-
Lord on you.
She got him on speed dial.
She'll pray and tell the Lord on you for stuff you did. She'll rat you out in 2 seconds.
That's not true.
That is true. You'll tell the Lord on a man in 2 seconds. She'll start praying over you. I was at her house sleep. I fell asleep in the chair, and I woke up and there was olive oil all over my head. I didn't know what happened. She done slipped in there and put a prayer bomb on me.
You got him where he couldn't respond, huh?
Merlin Winfield, we're so glad you dropped by this morning too. It is my goal today to put Merlin Winfield in the floor. I just like to see him laughing. Start Friday off ridiculous.
There you go. Very much.
Oh gosh, huh?
Well, you got a good start with your Rindersella. Rindersella, is that correct?
Rindersella and her two, and her two sad blisters.
And the ugly what?
And two.
Her muggly other.
Her muggly.
The muggly other.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh my God!
In our next hour, we're going to have a call in.
We'll have Lely Koulis.
There you go.
Yes.
We'll have Lely Koulis.
Yes, we will. We'll have Kelly Lewis with us.
Well,
Did you
y'all-
ever
we are
notice
going
that the
to-
word radar is kind of funny? If you spell it backwards, it's still radar, which means those cops are going to get you coming and going.
Coming or going?
Radar,
no matter
radar.
which
Did
way
ever
you
notice
coming?
that? I like words.
Good morning,
And
Angie.
Kelly's going to be on, and we're going to be featuring some stuff off of their new recording. It's kind of grassy, and we're gonna feature Kelly. We'll be talking to Kelly, and it's called "The Boys and the Bees," which is kind of fun. It's kind of like if you took
The Boys and the Bees.
the Boys and the Bees.
Oh,
They got boys in the band, and the
hey.
girls are the bees. Don't act stupid, Ricky. See all these hats up here? We have people.
See, he want to throw me up. See that? He just ball me up and then just stick me. Oh,
See all these hats up here? People are already starting to bring us hats. And
Are they really? I see
and we
it.
ask for your
US Air
contribution for
Force,
hats.
Coast
We got
Guard.
Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force. We don't have anything from the Boy Scouts, but Air Force is close enough. So
now that's bad.
I'm just
see.
kidding.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's one of those things. I like words, and in the military, you have the word secure. Secure is a funny thing. Like for example, if you're in the Navy and you say, "Okay, let's secure," that means we're going to lock it up and go home. The building is secure.
Okay.
You know, the ship is secure. All
Okay.
right? In the Army, secure means the building is secure. You can come in now.
Okay.
All right. So in the
All right.
Navy, when the building is secure, it means it's locked up. We're going home. In the Army, it means the building is secure, so you can come in.
Okay.
The Marines, when they say the building is secure, there ain't no building. It's gone.
It's gone.
And when the Air Force
wow.
say that the building is secure, that means they got a 5-year lease with 2 options. So that's
That's funny. That's funny. My dad was in the Air Force,
yeah.
so yes,
Yeah,
that's
my dad
funny.
was too. He was a Tuskegee Airman.
Mark, you were in the Navy, correct? So you were a Navy man.
Allegedly.
Yes.
I will neither confirm nor deny. Frank will tell you, when I was in the Navy, I had hair all
And
the way
Frank
down on
was
my
in.
shoulders. No, Frank wasn't in the Navy, but Frank knew me when I was
But
in
you
the
were in
Navy.
the military, weren't you, Frank? Or were you not?
No, I wasn't.
His dad was. His dad
Okay,
didn't
your
even believe I was in the Navy, but I had hair clear down on my shoulders when I was in the Navy. I could put it in a ponytail
Yep.
when I was on active duty. Matter of fact, I had to borrow a uniform to get out of the Navy. Had to go get a haircut and borrow a uniform to get out. You went with me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I had to borrow a uniform from, I think I borrowed it from Kenny Ward, an old friend of mine named Kenny Ward. I borrowed his uniform. I didn't even own a uniform.
Now that's a shame.
Well, I've been wearing my civilian clothes
Yeah.
for 3 years. So,
Hey, Ricky, you want
Yeah.
to make 50 cents? Real quick. It's 2 quarters.
You hear that 50 cent, boy. Why, what is it you asking me to do now?
I want you to pull that fan around here.
It
well, I'll
won't
tell you
reach.
this.
It
I'll
won't
tell you
reach.
this.
Is
If
that
y'all
enough?
hear this humming noise, it sounds like a T-56 engine on the side of a C-130.
We'll just pull them up
It's
here
because we got
close.
fans blowing in here, pulling it off the air conditioners, and it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Good
sitting here
deal.
drenched in sweat. And you see, I got coffee and I don't have water.
Yeah,
It
it's all
actually is kind
transferred over here.
It's actually cooling them down.
That's
well,
what, because I mean, it's blowing. You
Good.
can feel the difference in here.
but Frank's got a TV between him and the fan.
And if I cut the lights out,
Yeah, we
guess
cut
who
the lights out.
disappears?
It would just be radio, no
no
picture.
I would disappear. Y'all would still be
Because
here.
you in that black shirt.
All right, boys, let's take Jesus fishing here on Friday. Everybody invite your friends. Tell them come on by. Hey, tell them we're giving away free long necks.
See a smile.
When you work as hard as I do, you just have to find some time for recreation. On Sundays I'd hook up my boat and head out on my own one-day vacation. Being out there on that water tends to satisfy my need for solitude and helps relieve my stressed condition. What's the harm in taking time to just enjoy a little Sunday fishing? Well, I was backing in my driveway with my boat that I had battened up so neatly. All at once the door flew open and my little boy came running out to greet me. He jumped up in my arms and with a purpose asked a question that I must admit invoked some admonition. He said, next week when the rest of us have gone to church, would you take Jesus fishing? Jesus loves you, Dad, I know, 'cause the preacher told me so. And in Sunday school we learned to take him everywhere we go. Something else we learned was true. They said that he likes fishing too. Yeah, we're probably gonna miss him, but next week when the rest of us have gone to church, would you take Jesus fishing? Well, I didn't have an answer for his question, and it made me start regretting how I had justified my actions to the world and the example I was setting. That simple childlike faith that I had once professed had just returned, and deep inside my heart I started wishing that someday pretty soon, if he could work it out, Jesus takes me fishing. Jesus loves me, this I know, 'cause the Bible tells me so. And I promise from now on, I'll take him everywhere I go. And something else I promise you, he really loves you too. I'm gonna make it my tradition to go to church on Sunday with my family, and then I'll take them fishing. Yeah, I'll go to church on Sunday with my family, and then we're going fishing.
That's a cool song.
There it is.
Sure is.
That's a cool song. I like that.
I think I'm gonna go
It
to
is.
the. I think I'm gonna go to the grocery store when we get done here,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna stand right in the middle of the place and say, "I'm hearing those voices again." See what happens.
You go clear everybody out.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go to the grocery store and cool off. Do you have a Costco's?
I could go
Where
to the
you-
grocery store and take Ricky over there by the dairy section and throw him up in
Well-
there and let everybody know he's the big cheese.
Do you? I don't know if you have a Costco, but our Costco's here in Lubbock, where they have all the cold things. You actually walk in a room that's freezing cold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which
We got
is-
that down at the
do y'all have
restaurant
that?
depot. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have coats there you can borrow.
Yeah.
I think what'd be cool is we let's go down on Northampton to the truck stop.
Yeah.
Catch some trucker in there on the throne and slide him a note underneath there that says they're on to us. Let's go.
boy. And they be standing there with a video camera. See the ratings we get on that one.
Now that we
Go
Watch
down,
our
to,
ratings
go, down
go
to,
up.
go down to the pet shop. Go down to the pet shop and see some pretty little girl there. Say, I want that one, mommy.
when now that we have
God.
now that we have the cell phones that we have in the little headless, or the little, you can put that little earpiece.
Yeah.
People all the time it looks like people are talking to themselves when they're talking on the phone. So I don't know if we could get away with the voices things as well as we used to, as well as we could in the past.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I would be here at work and I would be listening to music, or sometimes my daughter would call me, and I'd be walking around and Pastor come up to me, people think you crazy. What are you doing? You walk around here talking.
He'd be talking to himself, walking around.
But hey, when my baby called, I got to talk to her.
Yeah, that's right. My son called me a while ago, and I dropped what I was doing. And
That's
muted
right.
my-
When my baby
Yeah.
called, I'm gonna talk to her.
That's right.
That's right.
That's my
That's
blessing.
right.
Hey.
That's
All right, we're
right.
getting ready to call Pizza Hut, and we're going to ask them for the number for Domino's. You ready?
Yeah.
It's Friday Freak Out.
Well, that reminds me of Roy Mercer. Did you ever listen to Roy Mercer?
Roy D. Mercer. How big
Roy,
old boy
did you
are
ever
you?
listen? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get away with that
Hey,
anymore.
hey, look,
because
let's call down to the pet store and ask if they got any cows.
Yeah, call her. Yeah. As they got any cows for sale.
Or go by the vet with a can of tuna and hand it to him. Say, you think you can fix this?
I'm starting to understand now all the different types of marijuana they sell in Colorado.
Oh, really? Did you go there last night?
To Colorado?
Yeah. Well, you
no.
could. You
Were you
saw-
doing some
all-
research? Or?
Yeah.
All you
what's
gotta
he-
do is come in here in the morning. I can tell what you've been smoking. He's got a different brand.
no, the only grass that Mark and Ricky are involved in is mowing grass. The kind that you push a lawnmower.
That's about the truth.
What'd you say?
Hey,
The only
hey, look.
time we
Hey,
talk
hey.
about on this show.
Hey, look. Let's go down to the truck stop instead of passing a note. Rub a candy bar over your hand, reach under there and say, hey, man, you got any toilet paper?
Now, listen, guys, we got to be good because Kelly's
I'm being
coming on the show.
good. I'm talking about candy bars.
Trav,
I got a subject.
Okay.
Let's talk about funny dog names, or our favorite dog names in the past.
Oh my God.
I can't
Let's
say
talk
it on
about
this show.
something sweet.
Yeah, we really can't say it on here, baby girl.
my first German Shepherd, when I got him, he was the size of a mouse,
Yep. I remember old Mouser.
and that was his name, Mouse.
He was
That's
that big.
cute.
Wow.
Well, I mean, when he was full-size Shepherd, when he grew up, but
I've always wanted one of those. I've always wanted a full-size shepherd.
Oh, they're great dogs.
Oh man, they're
They-
wonderful.
I got a giant Schnauzer now, and his name's Marley.
Hey.
He's just a goofy Bob
Okay,
Marley.
now I go, woo.
All right now.
I'm going to put up lost dog posters and put a picture of the cat on it. Watch people just.
Well, have a dog. Mark has a dog, and its name is Dog. Dog is the name of his dog. How do you spell it? Dog.
Yeah, D-O-G, dog.
Dog is his dog. Yes,
D-O-G.
people should share your favorite or unusual dog names that are clean. No cussing, or I'll bring that bucket of soap.
I had one that I had a dog name, but I'm not gonna say it.
Then only
I'm
the
not
nice
gonna
ones.
say
Only the
that.
nice ones
We're
for this
talking
show.
about D-O-G.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
D.O.G..
Yeah, that's what I'm
Not
talking.
D-A-W-G.
My dogs. Oh my dogs.
Travis said, call the pet store and ask them if they steam the fish once you buy them.
That was a good one, boss.
I think about sushi, and I think leave it to the Japanese to figure out how to open up a store and not need a stove.
Yeah.
I mean, open up a restaurant. I mean, not need a stove. You open
right.
up a restaurant, you don't need a stove. You just sit there and cut it up, and people go.
Jeff said gridlocks.
Gridlocks. That's it.
We're looking for some, Jeff, for him to wear next week.
Yeah, we're looking for some gridlocks to wear. That's what we should do. We should all one morning come in. We all go get us one of them gridlock wigs and put them on.
And not tell our special guest who's in here. And that be.
You guys are crazy. When my son, I'm going to go back to the pet story. When my son was young, was still in high school, my youngest son, he wanted a tarantula. So he bought a tarantula, and you had to buy the terrarium and all of that for it. You had to feed it we had to feed it fresh crickets. So I would go to the pet store, and buy fresh crickets. And I thought that was inhumane to watch that tarantula. I did not like that.
You thought it was inhumane watching a spider eat?
Well, it's mean.
You said tarantula. I thought you were going somewhere else. I'm going to call and ask them if they have any transgendered rabbits.
No.
A transgender rabbit.
Yeah,
I'm still talking
you got any
about-
transgender rabbits?
We're talking about tarantulas.
We're talking
It was a 7-legged. It was 7 legs. And so one day it
Reminds
it
me of this old
decided
girl I knew in Atlanta.
Do I need to stop?
7 legs.
What's up, Larry?
So when it molted, so do you know about well, I've got to tell you, it's a funny story about this tarantula. So it molted. So we thought the poor tarantula had died, and we thought we were going to get to bury it. But it left it grew, and when it molted, it had a new, I'm not sure if that's the correct term or not, but it grew another leg. So I had the old body. It looked exactly like a regular tarantula. So I've got to tell you what I did with that. That's a funny story. I was still working in the barbershop, and worked with my nephew and my brother, and my nephew is terrified of spiders. And I put that in his drawer when he opened it up to get his clippers. And I mean, it looked like a real tarantula. Let's just say I paid for that for about 2 years with him paying me back.
I bet you did.
Yeah, I did. So
I bet you did. And I bet you looked around and said, now who's going to clean that up?
The tarantulas are ugly.
What's that smell?
Yeah.
Do you have many tarantulas around? Do you have very many of them around
They don't live long.
Virginia Beach?
Yeah, they don't live
They don't live long if we see one.
We have quite a few. We have quite a few around here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
You got the scorpions down there.
yeah,
too.
I know because
We do.
yeah,
We do have
Scorpions and rattlesnakes.
yeah, man. Because I the first I moved into a duplex, and I'm all excited, and I went into the bedroom and to take some stuff in, and I opened the door.
Was this in Detroit?
No, this was in Texas.
Oh, okay.
And I looked down
In
there.
Houston.
No, I was in Dallas, and I saw
Okay.
I saw something brown. I was like, "What is that?" I opened that door, and it was a
It's a
tarantula that was
crawfish.
sitting on the baseboard.
A tarantula?
Oh, yeah.
A scorpion.
Make up your mind.
This was a scorpion.
You said a tarantula.
I didn't mean to. It was a scorpion.
Okay.
Boy, I almost broke my leg smashing that thing.
Well,
I
you being
thought-
from
Well,
New Orleans, you
yeah.
should just thought that was
New
a
Orleans?
crawfish.
No, Detroit, man, Detroit. You know, they don't go that far. They don't go that far. But see, I had never seen a scorpion. I had never
Yeah,
seen
they're-
one other
They're
than
ugly,
on
and
TV.
they are ugly, and their sting.
And he was
it will
brown.
hurt.
He was brown. That's the thing. He was one of them brown ones, about that long. And I killed it. Oh yeah.
Should have
believe me.
high-fived him.
Yeah.
Centipede,
Yeah,
a
yeah. I
centipede
should have
is
hit
an
that
ugly
little
too.
thing that came up on the back.
That little
Yeah.
stanger.
Yeah, that was stinging. He had his hand up.
Let's listen to T. Graham Brown and Company.
I've been standing.
We're going to do a little song called Out of the Rain. That old Etta James.
You know, I could have gone either way.
I'm surprised he didn't become a preacher.
Who, Brown?
Yeah,
But
T.
now
Graham.
I found,
Because he's saying just like he preaching.
and the storm is behind.
See?
What was kind of the feel?
Out
we were
of
going?
the rain,
Here's T. Graham Brown with Out of the Rain.
under the shelter. I've been so long where the sun don't shine. Standing at the crossroads, I could have was standing alone. It took your sweet love to pull me out of a canyon. I'm thinking I can make it. I feel like I belong. Yes, I do. Oh, I'm out of the rain. Out of the rain. Yes. Out of the rain. Out of the rain. Out of the rain. Oh, I'm under the shelter. I've been so long where the sun don't shine. Standing at the crossroads, I could have gone either way, but now I found you, and the storm is behind me. Yes, I'm out of the rain.
Now we've been to church.
Yeah, I like T. Graham. I really do.
Anthony Graham Brown.
Yeah.
From what, so what did we-
Arab out from Arab, Georgia.
So where did the T come from?
Tony.
Oh,
That's just a stage name. Tony Graham Brown.
oh, okay.
Anthony Graham Brown. Tony. T. Graham.
It's a good name. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot in a name. Like we
Yeah.
were talking about dog names, but people names.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this
Think
guy I
about
knew
that.
named Zigafoo Spritzenbanger. I got a lot out of that.
Well, or my name, my given name.
Yeah, your given name, Bumedine Squiggly.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. I mean, my
Her real
mother
name's
truly-
Eunice Myrtle. So she first changed it to Bumedine Squiggly, and then Cindy Hewlett. So.
We'll stick with Cindy. I like that a lot better.
Well,
We
and
can
that's
broadcast
not-
all
that's
day
my
now.
name. Right. My
Frank's-
real, my
Oh.
given name is Cynthia. So, and I've always thought Cynthia sounds stuck up. So, Cindy's better.
It does sound kind of stuck up.
It does. Well, and syllables. You think about that. Ricky, what is your full name?
Ricky Lamont Good.
Say that slower.
Ricky
what?
Lamont Good.
As in Fred G. Sanford's son, Lamont.
Yeah.
Lamont. Okay,
Ricky Lamont.
Is it Richard or Ricky?
No, it's Ricky.
That's
Even though a lot
smart.
of my
So you're-
clients call me Richard.
Ricky Lee.
I like that. I like that. And Mark is Mark L.
We don't know what
What
the L
about you,
stands
Frank?
for.
Frank, what is your full name?
It depends on the day.
His empty name. His empty name is Frank. Huh?
You want to know what Mark
did
called me this morning as I walked through the door?
No. What did your mother call? What did your mother call you? when
You want me
were
to
in
do?
trouble?
I'll tell you what his mother called him. You ready? Frank! That's what his mother called him right there. I remember Dorothy well. I spent the night over there one night, and she'd turn loose that thing, be standing down in the kitchen. I'd be upstairs looking like Sylvester the cat hanging on the ceiling. Frank!
She was vocal. That is enough.
That will be enough.
Whoa.
Enough.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Frank
Dorothy.
Andrew.
Frank Andrew.
Frank Andrew.
And
That's
then
a
I'm
nice
named
name.
after, no kidding, honest to goodness, couldn't make it up. I'm named after my mother's favorite Chicagoland wrestler, Mark Lewin. My name is Mark Lewin Carmen.
Lewin.
Maniac Mark
That's-
Lewin. Also
Wow.
wrestled under the hood as the Purple Haze.
Wow, really?
No kidding. I've dropped my phone, so when you see me go,
Hi, Teresa.
We had a media company called Andrew Lewin.
yeah, we had Andrew Lewin and Associates. That was for the stuff we didn't want our name attached to. That is a true story.
That's
Oh my goodness. Good morning,
Michelle.
Teresa.
Morning,
well,
Teresa.
when my mother was born, she was the last one of 4, and back then they just had, the doctor came to the house and they didn't have a name picked out, and I think her grandmother was there, or I don't know if they ended up naming her actually Nanny Lorraine. She had a grandmother named Fanny, or her grandmother was named Fanny, and I don't know where they came up with Nanny, but thank God the doctor's mother's name was Lorraine, so they chose Lorraine. And my mother hates that name. In fact, she'll tell people her name, she just uses N as a middle name. So she was so embarrassed by that, so she wanted to give her kids cute names. So that's where I got Cynthia. And my oldest brother's name is Tony Ray. There's a Tony Ray, then a Cynthia. It was supposed to be Cynthia K, but my dad didn't like K, so I became Cynthia Denise, which is too many syllables for a name.
That's a Texas name.
Yeah, it really
Same
is.
thing with
long
Tony
name,
Ray.
isn't it? Tony Ray, yeah, and it's Tony and not Anthony. So
Just like
Well,
Bobby
that's
Joe.
good.
Just
That's
like Bobby
good.
Joe. I had a friend named Bobby Joe.
that's a Tony name.
You
Yeah.
had one or still have one?
I don't know if he's still alive or not.
You didn't try to invite him this
Oh,
morning?
Bobby
No.
Joe. I think of Bobby Joe on the Petticoat Junction. Billy Joe, Bobby Joe, and Betty Joe
Oh, yeah.
on Petticoat
Yeah.
Junction.
Ooh, yeah, I wish I could
Listen,
have
Ricky, let's get it on.
That's when I get my Barry White voice.
Yeah.
That's somebody we need to get on, C.J. Jefferson, too.
We need to get Curtis. We need to get CJ on. Yeah, man.
What was that screen name he used?
Uthridge Walkout.
Uthridge Walkout.
Don't have no idea, but that's his Facebook handle. Uthridge Walkout. What's that mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to picture that in my mind.
Yeah.
Now, he sings with the Temps.
Yeah, he does. He's a
That boy can blow, too.
And there's my sister-in-law, Magandang umaga, Ate Joy. Galing sa Surigao City ng Pilipinas. Magandang gabi. doon sa
Pilipinas, CCC.
Start off season.
Morning po.
And
Morning.
it's good evening to them, correct?
That's
Art?
what I
It's
said,
good
Magandang
evening.
gabi. Good evening.
Well,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
what
speak.
does
I
po
don't
mean?
Po is kind of like it's a polite. It means like sir, ma'am. It's
Oh, okay,
interchangeable.
okay.
Like good morning, sir. Good morning, po. Good morning. You know, like if
Yeah.
you hear me say opo, that means yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, whoever I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
But-
it's very polite. It's very polite.
Mark's training me in 2 different languages now.
Yeah, Ricky's going to be opening up his Asian branch. He'll be accepting applications from the Asian Pacific Rim. He's going to have an online screening process where you can upload your video and saying why I need to be Ricky's woman. I want to be Ricky's woman.
Maybe
And I hope you get one that looks like a linebacker.
I won't be cold in the wintertime. I'll bet you that.
not
I
in
won't
Asia.
be. I won't
Yeah.
be-
Not from Asia.
No, you won't.
Maybe you have to play Brad
Girl, roll
Paisley's
over and
Waiting
give
on
you-
a Woman.
Girl, roll over and give you a hug. You won't be able to hear the stereo.
I'm afraid to ask what the other language is, so maybe we need to move on.
Yeah.
to another. What was your favorite dog's name, Ricky, when you were young? What was your
Well,
favorite dog?
we had a Norwegian elk hound that we became the best friends, and her name was Panda.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
and then the second dog was Oreo. I had a Catahoula leopard dog when I lived in Texas.
I
When I
had
lived in
Catahoula,
Richmond,
yeah.
and his name was Oreo.
I had a dog that was blind in one eye, and he had lost one leg, and his tail had been broken, so his tail was crooked, and he didn't have any bottom teeth, and his tongue hung out. We called him Lucky.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
Lucky to
We
be
had a-
alive.
We had a dog.
Can I tell you my dog story? You're going to love this.
Here
All
we
right.
go, Cindy.
So look here. We lived across the street from the school, right across the street from where my oldest son went to elementary school. He's about first grade, so he gets up, and we'd watch him just walk down to the driveway, and the crossing guard would walk him across the road.
Yeah.
Well, the dog would always walk up there with him, the Cocker Spaniel, and then he'd turn around and come back. Cocker Spaniel's name happened to be Elvis. Okay? So I'm in the shower, and I'm getting all soaped up, and I hear somebody banging on the door, like trying to tear the door off. So I come out of there like the house is on fire, and I grab a pair of sweatpants, no shirt, got soap all over me, no shoes, and about this much snow on the ground, about an inch for those of you on radio. And they said, sir, your dog just got hit by a car. And I said, oh, no. So I take off through the snow, no shirt, soap on me, with a towel around my neck. And I'm up there. I said, where'd he go? See, well, he got hit and he ran down that way. So I'm up there going, Elvis, where are you, buddy? Elvis, Elvis. And people taking their kids to school. I'm up there looking for Elvis. True story. Elvis, Elvis.
I really wish they'd have had cell phones, but I could have got that on video.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, that would have went show enough viral.
I'd love to
that
have
went
that
viral.
Tell
I
us
like-
the rest of the story. Was he? Did it kill him, or was he stunned, or?
No, he's just stove up a little bit. He had a little grease spot on his back, and it kind of messed up his personality for a while.
Can you imagine him come walking down there with that little outfit on, with a dog in his arms?
Yeah, you ain't nothing but an aardvark.
I've got a funny story. We had, and this is true too. We lived out in the country, so we lived out close to, there were farmers, and they would irrigate. So different people would come to our house sometime just to visit. And we had two dogs. We had a little black dog, and then we had a Sheltie mix. His name was Lobo. And I'll never forget this one guy he was not all there, obviously, but he came over to get a drink of water. He would stop by and say, honey, came to get a drink of water. And he looked at our dogs and he said, what's your dog's name? And we said, Blackie and Lobo. And he said, which one's Blackie? I kid you not. He did. He
Really?
didn't know. Yes. Which one's Blackie? He did not know.
Wow, that's a shame.
And then we had another dog out in the, before we had a dog, we'd visited some friends in the country before we had moved out there. And it was half coyote and half shepherd or whatever. And his name was Sugarfoot. And the man that had him, to keep him from running off, of course, this is in the olden days. They don't do these things now, but he had him chained to a tire. So the dog had to drag that tire with him everywhere we went.
That made him
everywhere
strong.
he went. And
That
we
made him
felt
strong.
so sorry for that dog. So he gave it to us, and his name was Sugarfoot. And he was the best dog I believe we've ever had.
That made that dog so strong.
He was strong, and as kids, of course, we were little kids, and you could howl in his ear, and that dog would howl like there was no tomorrow.
That's how she keeps Crooked around now.
No, I do not. I am a big time animal lover. That's what my little dog now is Sparky,
Sparky.
and
Yeah.
our last dog we had was Spanky, and it has to go with Hewlett, so that's why choosing a name. So he's a little rescue, and he's a little mess.
Now, I'll tell you what,
So-
Cindy and Mark, if y'all want to turn it up a little bit in here. Is somebody calling? Yeah, from Fort Payne.
Of course, the
get
man is
him.
calling in.
And then get Nick on there with y'all, too.
Oh, man, yeah, because Nick...
I don't know. Nick tried to keep an open mind on some things. His brain fell out. I don't know if we want to get it. I don't wanna-
Yeah, that boy had me going. He had me going so tough this morning.
You get him and Heath
Good
both.
morning, Heath.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Heath.
Brother
Hey,
Heath.
Cindy. How are you?
Good. What was your favorite dog growing up, or do you have a dog story for us?
Oh, man. My favorite dog was a German Shepherd named Bear.
Really?
Bear was awesome. He was a big gray German Shepherd, followed me all over a 40-acre farm we had one time when I was about 7 years old. And every time it would thunder, this dog would literally tear the doors down getting in the house. Used to drive Dad crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So he was an outside dog.
I had an
He was
open.
an outside dog, yeah. But
Yeah.
he was huge. But he was scared, and we never did know why, but he was scared to death of thunder, loud noises.
I
Well,
got two
my
of them like
ex-
that now.
My ex-wife, I tried to turn her into an outside dog, but it didn't work.
I gotta be
man.
careful.
She
Mine
put
showed
you
up
out.
on the thread here yesterday.
I tried to turn her into an outside dog, but it wouldn't work.
I
She
was going
put
to
you
say,
out.
Mark, you better watch it.
I know it. I showed
You're-
up on the
you're being
thread here
watched, brother.
yesterday. I know.
Be nice.
Yeah, okay, I'm trying.
Everybody be
Everybody's
nice.
got to be nice.
You know,
Hey,
speaking of
Okay,
being
you
nice,
want me,
go ahead. Go ahead.
you want me to tell you a good dog story?
Yes,
This
we
is
do.
this is the funniest. Listen, Mark
Oh,
knows
Lord.
my dad. Mark and Frank both know how my dad was. He was a character. I had this dog one time. His name was Cubby, and he was just a little he looked kind of like a bear cub is what he looked like. The reason we called him Cubby. But Dad was sitting out back one day, and he was cooking and grilling out. You know how he does. He had a big old locklear laying up on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
And Cubby kept coming around, and Dad had a drink in his hand. He poured a little bit of that Jack Daniels right on top of his food, over in his food bowl. And the dog just lapped it all up. Dad thought that was hilarious.
Jack Daniels.
Well, before the night was over, he'd gone in and he'd got the bottle and he started pouring it straight into the pan. And the dog was just lapping up this Jack Daniels like crazy and coming back for more. Dad thought, well, this is going to be hilarious. So watch this. He goes in the house, and he's got this old jug that he had picked up in Egan, Tennessee, when he was mining coal up in Jellicoe, up in the Jellicoe Mountains. And it was white whiskey, buddy, moonshine, straight up stuff.
Oh.
He poured some of this moonshine in a pan, and the dog, first of all, didn't drink it. So he goes in the house, and he gets 2 pieces of loaf bread and throws it down in the pan, and the loaf bread soaks up the white whiskey, and the dog just laps it up.
Loaf bread.
Well, we're just thinking that's hilarious, you know. Well, the dog goes on. Of course, it's kind of, barking a little and just, barking up at trees that nothing's in them and stuff like that. Well, the next morning, we can't find the dog. Well, this
The dog
goes
got
on
a hangover.
we can't find this dog anywhere. So, and the whole day, we don't hear the dog. And then about sometime around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we start hearing coming from under the house. Dad says, oh my God, I've killed the dog. Oh no, what am I going to do? I've killed the dog. And I said, well, he's not dead. He's still alive. You can hear her under there. And the dog just keeps making this. It sounds like his battery's dead.
His battery was dead.
We try everything to coax this dog out from under the house. Well, the entire day goes by, all into the evening. The next morning, we lay some food out for the dog, and the dog comes out very, very easily. But the dog is pulling with its front feet and dragging his butt on the ground. And just kind of laid his head over in the food bowl.
Yeah, you had a hungover dog.
It took 2 days for that dog to get back straight again.
Man, that moonshine tore his
But
system up.
my dad didn't get another dog drunk after that. He felt so bad he thought he'd kill that poor dog.
What's
But
on
it
the
was-
menu? What? This is Friday night. What's on the menu down at the Strand tonight?
Locklears.
A big old giant ribeye,
Oh.
Yeah, y'all got any?
hand
They used to.
cut. Oh man.
I used to like the mashed potatoes. They mash them with their toes. It was really good.
Oh yeah, you get them
really?
all between your toes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
them
ain't
old-
nothing better than that.
Them old non-English speaking girls, he's got work back there in the back. They're back there mashing with their toes.
Yeah, we pulled up out back. They went running inside thinking we were ice.
They sure did. Yeah, I showed up. I showed up delivering ice. Said "Ice Man," and they took off. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it reminds me. Hey, don't you honestly think Frank has been my closest friend for almost 40 years. All right. Now, don't you think that Frank ought to sign an affidavit that when I die, if I go first, that he'll delete my computer drive?
Yes, I think you should.
That's a duty of a best friend now, to delete
The
your
duty
hard
of a best
drive.
friend.
Yes, shut down all your stuff and delete your hard drive. That's
Right.
the
Don't worry
first
about
thing.
the funeral.
And if you can't,
Don't
if
worry
you-
about coming to visit. You're
Oh
going to be
no!
busy at my house
If
deleting everything.
if you can't get it, sink that thing off of the bridge. Just drop it. Let them look for it.
Poor Frank.
Yeah, I'd hate to see him dig him up over here at the cemetery and take him out to the prison one and put him in that one.
Yeah, take you down, put you to prison cemetery. Oh my
No,
goodness.
I think Mark wants to be cremated and his ashes dumped in the sewer system. Isn't that what you said, Mark?
Either that or just freeze dry me and screw the handles in my sides.
I think I'm really swinging. I want to be one of them trees. You see them new things? They put you in this bulb that you put in the ground and you're a tree.
Yeah, because my brother that died of cancer, he's as a tree.
Oh,
in his own.
Ricky. Well,
Yeah. He has a tree down in Shane
I
Park.
want to be a Japanese maple because they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Well, now,
I want to put an ATM on my tombstone so Michael will come visit me.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm buried at Walmart so my wife comes to see me.
That's bad. He won't come see you for no other reason.
Yeah. I'll be old and have to iron my own diapers. I'll be ironing my diapers.
ATM stands for all the time, Mike.
okay, guys. Joey's going to be calling in about 5 minutes.
All right.
And you need to clean it up before
Oh,
get this
my
out of your
God.
system. Get it
No,
all out of
she's
your system
you
so
booked
you
her.
can be nice.
You booked her for the Friday free for all. That's your problem.
Ooh.
You know, you was talking about cremation. You know what they do in Alabama?
Yeah, they say they cut all the brush over at the cemetery, wait till the end of the month, and throw you up on the top of the pile.
Throw you up on
Probably.
the top of the pile.
Is that what they
this
do?
thing now. They've got this thing now for a nominal fee, of course. You can have your ashes loaded up into a box of shotgun shells, and you can pass them out to all your buddies, and they can shoot you into oblivion.
Really?
That's a pretty good idea.
That's
Yeah.
the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, I like
Your
it. Just
ashes
load
with-
them.
Ashes with gunpowder.
Yeah, I like it. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Somebody
I
ought
ain't
to
real
thought of
sure.
that.
I ain't real sure I've ever dreamed of being in the hind end of a deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to think about. And
Heath, I was
You
telling
just
about.
never know. You got some.
I was,
Go ahead.
I was telling about one of the fun things I like to do going deer hunting is to put some milk duds in my coat pocket, and then you walk along the track till you find some deer droppings, and you grab one of the milk duds and you palm it, and you reach down, and you taste it, and you say, "Boy, that's fresh right there." Smell it. Give it a taste. You can taste the freshness in it. Then just chew that milk dud. Yeah.
And it's, oh, I want to see who reaches down and grabs the real thing. I want to see who
man.
reaches and grabs the real
Hey, look,
thing.
we're running short of hats. If you look here, we've started getting some. We need some more. You can give us a hat. Pick us out a good hat, and as long as it don't have nastiness on it, we'll.
Hey, Heath, you got to send us one that's got the, from Finding Bigfoot, you got
Strand.
to get the one that has the Bigfoot on it and one from the Strand.
Yeah, we need.
There you go.
We need
I'll
hats
have
up
to
here
work on that.
We need some hats
Yeah.
up here on the table.
You need some hats laying on the table. I'm telling you.
That's right.
Yeah.
We
It
got.
looks a lot classier than the bottles of water. I'm glad y'all ain't.
Well, we if you hear that humming in the background, it's not a C-130 getting ready to take off. We got fans blowing off the air conditioners
Hey,
pointing
there
in
you
our
go.
direction. Because what happens is when you close these doors, it soundproof becomes airproof.
Yes.
So the air doesn't move, and the air conditioner's sitting over there frosting. I mean, it's sitting over there running on February 3rd, and over here it's like the Sahara.
We over here sweating like Egyptian bricklayers.
Oh,
over here.
sweat like the guy in the bottom of the boat beating the slaves.
Telling you, boy, we was sweating up in here
Well, I
like
could hear the fans running this morning. I was having flashbacks of Nam, and I'd never been there.
Yeah, there you go. I understand. I had flashbacks I ain't even been.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm telling you.
So what time do y'all start
Baby
serving?
Huey laying back there.
What time y'all
Do
start
what?
serving them big old steaks up there?
Son, I'll serve one right now.
Oh,
I'm not
God.
bashful.
Oh, really? You can serve them
Anybody-
this
yeah.
early?
I'll say, yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Somebody
if
comes
you're
in with a
anywhere-
steak, I'll throw it on them.
If you're anywhere in the state of Alabama, particularly if you're anywhere between Highway 59 and Lookout Mountain, you have just got to turn off there. What's the exit number? I forgot.
222.
Turn off there at the 222 and go down to Galt. Get off on the 222 and head down, hang a left when you get down to the car dealership. Go straight down till you run into Galt Avenue and look for the Strand. So,
That's right.
And the Strand is it is the eating spot. It is the garden spot of the South. I'm gonna tell you, it really
Premium.
is. And you
That
get
movie
and they have
said
the
he was on
award.
his way. Come on, Matthew.
They
Bring it
have
on,
the
brother.
award-winning Bonanza Burger down there.
Well, if Matt comes, you might as well put 2 on there because that boy gonna destroy that first one.
Yeah,
That's right.
You better put
Yeah.
2 on, Heath.
I understand. I understand. Heath's wife's lost some weight too. She started using her drawers to cover the deep freeze now.
That's bad. He's just a good thing he's up here, ain't he?
He's been cutting them up using them for parachutes.
Oh, man.
You know I can't go to Alabama now, right?
Yeah, you're done. You can't go.
He's got the prettiest, sweetest wife. I'd less love tormenting him about that.
He trying to clean that up, ain't he?
Well, I mean, she
I
knows
love
I'm
his
full.
backtracking.
She knows I'm
Yeah.
full of it, but I can tell you this: when I get there, I'll probably get full of buckshot. That woman had plenty of weapons in Heath's house. I'm telling you.
Or you become
Well, it's
a
top of the hour, so hang in there, Heath. We get ready to go on to our morning sunshine login.
Yeah.
Those of you that are just joining us, please don't call the law.
Thanks for waking up
Please,
with us.
please don't call the law.
Pray for me.
Yes.
We've talked the whole night.
Good morning.
Nick's asking how come Frank and I are so far apart. Well,
We got to keep a shadow in between us.
Yeah, I'm the comma.
I had
I'm the comma.
I had all brand for breakfast. Does that tell you anything?
Yeah.
Balance and weight, Nick.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Now
Good
that-
morning, America.
That
the
cut a little
world,
deep,
and
man.
good to see you. We can't see you.
Good morning, Nick.
You're going to have to get Ricky a white T-shirt again.
I have one on
I know
tomorrow.
it.
I will have one on Monday. I guarantee
Hey,
you.
hey, Heath, do you think if a chicken really had a finger, he'd give us all the bird?
Of course he would. We're asking him, why are you crossing the road so much?
You should have seen Alma the first time she saw chicken fingers on the menu. She was looking for the claws because she likes to eat
Looking for the
that.
claw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to have seen her
You know,
looking
when
for
we
them
lived out,
fingers.
well, we lived out by the lake there in Hendersonville, Tennessee. You know, the local community ducks would be walking around. I looked up one and I saw this flash go by my front mirror, my front window, and it's Alma
Yeah.
chasing them down with a golf club. And I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "It's masarap," which means it's delicious. You know. And I said, no.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny.
Chasing them with a 3-iron.
She was determined to get that joke.
What are you doing?
Well, let's start the top of the hour here with what's the weather where you are.
Yeah. What's the traffic?
And then we'll wrap up
see,
what's the weather with you are with Kelly. If she's going to call us
Yeah.
here, and we'll get Kelly on the phone. She can call in. We'll add Kelly. And
We see Chris Taylor says 82
She
degrees at
must be a
7
really
a.m.
brave woman.
well, let me tell you this: the weather here.
Well, let me finish, Christmas.
Oh, go ahead.
Chris Taylor, 82 degrees at 7 a.m., high 107 with a 54% humidity. And isn't he in Mesa, Arizona?
He's in Arizona,
Mesa.
yeah.
He's in Mesa, Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead with ours. Ours is about the same, just double it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
just
right.
yeah, just put it down. It's sweltering.
The sun is even sweating.
I'm telling you. Yeah,
Wow.
the sun
The
is
sun
sweating.
is sweating, I'm telling you.
You know anybody in Des Plaines, Illinois?
Let me see who that.
Who's
might
in
be.
Plains?
Des Plaines.
Yeah, hold
I
on
don't
a
know.
minute.
They're trying to call me, but I ain't taking it.
We'll try it.
Yeah, see who it is.
See who it is. Bust them. Tell them you're on
No,
the
I
air.
can, I can tell you what it is, probably.
What?
Oh, your credit score is so good, we want to give you a new credit card and blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
blah,
put them
blah.
on the air.
Heat index today is 117 in Virginia Beach. Is what
That's
it's
a
scheduled
doggone
to be.
shame.
99 pure temperature and 117 for the heat index.
117.
117.
That's
I'm gonna
Gracious.
go sit in the hospital, ER, or
Yeah.
the airport, or something.
Yeah. Hey, let's run over to the emergency room and worry.
we used to.
Let's just go up to the emergency room and worry. You want to, Heath?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we should do a broadcast right there from the
We
emergency
used to do
room.
it when we were young.
We just go sit there and worry. We
That's
just
like
sit
we
there in the
were worried.
emergency room, just hang our heads and worry.
Or go to the airport.
I'm glad I didn't know that.
We go to the airport and feed them little TVs and quarters.
Yeah.
Sit there and act like we were waiting on somebody to come in.
Boy, they found some strange ways to amuse themselves, didn't they?
Oh yeah, and
Well,
see
yeah,
if you
now
can
you got
drive.
cell phones.
See if you can drive 1 mile an hour. Drive one. You can't do it. You can't drive one.
No,
You can't do it.
you can't do it.
Boy, I tell you what, if you,
I
you
wanna
don't get us talking about that. One time, Frank and I had been on a fish-a-thon. We'd gone out and got onto the end of the pier. We're out there fishing, and we're pouring buckets of scrap meat in there. We got the sharks up around there. We're catching bluefish like throw it in. It's like tuna fishing, Heath. We're just jerking them in and out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're heading. We're heading back. Frank's in his old Olds 442, the Batmobile we called it. And I'm behind him, and he's going like, he'll go like 80, and then he'll slow down to 35, and then 60, and then he'll slow down to 25. We're on the interstate, so I get up beside him. Here he is.
He driving sleep.
Completely asleep. So I honked the horn and wake him up. He looked at me like, can't you tell people trying to sleep?
Good grief.
Yeah, keep it down. I'm trying to sleep over here. What are you doing?
That was some days
That
then.
is so funny.
Hey,
Oh.
Heath, when we get, are we going out
Hey,
on the
brother.
boat to fish, or are we gonna fish off the side?
Oh, I'm taking you out in a boat, buddy.
I love boats, man. I
Yeah,
love boats.
man.
Brandon Leslie Mills. I
I
don't know
want
which
me
one
one.
of you
We're
it
gonna-
is, but good morning. And Kelly,
We're gonna put you in the boat, and you'll have tears in your ears, buddy.
we're going to put him
He
in the
said
boat,
tears
right?
in
We're not
my
going
ears.
because you got to be careful about having somebody from Detroit behind a boat.
Why? Why?
Well, it's Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Funny.
Yeah,
Kelly, I got you merged in. Are you there?
I'm here.
I can't wait. Keith.
Can't hardly
Heath,
hear
I
you. Let
can't
me
wait.
get you turned up.
Okay.
All right, Heath,
Cindy, you still here?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Cindy,
For
you
some
there,
reason,
Kelly?
I lost it on Facebook.
Hi.
Okay, now I can hear you
Morning.
clearly.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Good morning, Kelly. And
Good morning.
Kelly,
Good
you know
morning,
you've
Kelly.
you've stepped off into Friday free for all and foolishness, right?
You might as
Well,
well
that's
stepped off in
exactly
Okie Pinokie.
Yeah. Check your shoes.
You said check your shoes.
Yeah. Check your shoes and see if there's anything stinky on there.
Yeah.
Aw.
That's how you be all right.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
We're
God is so good.
Awesome.
I'm good. They're crazy. With the exception
No, some people say funny things. I say things funny. Yeah.
I picked a good day to be on, didn't I?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you really
yeah.
did.
You
You really
picked Friday.
did.
Friday foolishness is that's the time to go. That's the time to be here.
But you know,
Well,
this is the longest Friday
so-
I've ever seen because we've been doing this for the last 4 week long.
Yeah, we've decided if
Yeah.
we've just today being Friday foolishness, we would like to see. We're going to invent some new expletives. We'd like to see yours. They got to be brand new. You can't
Yeah.
combine the old ones.
There you go.
You gunky. You spork.
So we invited, Kelly has a new album that is dropping today.
Yes.
And
Well, you better pick it up.
Cindy
might
Johnson. Cindy Johnson joined. She's opened a new high colonic parlor in Virginia Beach.
Oh,
you need to go
no.
by and see her.
Mark, chill.
You can always use a pressure washer for something.
Wait a minute, man. Oh, no.
Help.
Shop vac, pressure washer.
Please don't get me started on that.
Guys.
We'll never get this program over with. Oh.
Hey, listen.
Hey.
I don't. I hate to be interrupting, but you got to hear this. This is a true story. I went by a car wash one time. You know the little quarter car washes. Went by, and I don't know what these kids had gotten into, but a mama was out there in the quarter car wash, had 4 of her kids standing in the middle of the stall, blowing them off with the car. Lord only knows what them kids had done.
Boys,
She
I
was
told-
had the kids at the car wash.
I told y'all that wasn't a swimming pool. That's a septic tank. Now get the truck.
Don't give Cindy any ideas.
Serious moment here
What'd
for
you say? You
second
told me
please.
what the
Cindy's asking for a. Cindy's asking for a.
I'm begging. I'm
You need a
begging,
serious
please.
moment.
Yes,
Oh, my
please,
gosh.
For a second. Yes, calm down.
I had a
Calm
serious
down.
moment the other night, but I took a lot of X-Lax.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had a serious moment too after I ate that brick of cheddar cheese.
You ain't lying.
Okay, guys. Oh my God. All right, please let me introduce my guest.
Okay, stop. Everybody
Get
just
off
stop.
that
Everybody
cheese.
stop.
Everybody behave.
We're gonna be
quiet.
good.
I'm gonna mute these microphones.
All right. Yeah, we're going to do that.
We want to introduce Miss Kelly Lewis, and she is from California,
Yes, Huntington Beach.
which is close to LA, correct?
It's Orange County, but yeah, it's about an hour away, I guess,
Not
from
far.
LA. Yeah, yeah.
And so the name of your group is Boys and the Bees.
Mm-hmm.
And you've
Yes.
got to tell us the name of the new album. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's called Shoe Tree, and it's actually about my dad. Yeah, it's called Shoe Tree. Yeah,
Tell us
I know
about that.
everybody's
Tell
going,
us
what?
Tell us the story of the shoe tree. That's a really interesting story.
Okay, well, basically what happened was about 20 years ago, I was with my dad up at his property, and he says to me, we're sitting in the living room, he says to me, he goes, have you ever seen a shoe tree? I said, a shoe tree,
Uh-huh.
He said I thought he was talking about the thing that you stick in your shoe, to keep
Yeah.
your shoes nice or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he said, no, I mean a real shoe tree. I said, no. He goes, you got to come with me. So he takes me and we go walking out on his property, and it's there's lots of trees, and he tells me, he says, there's so many trees here. He said, there's all kinds. There's manzanita, there's madrone, and he said, even those who are really lucky, actually have a shoe tree on their property. And as he said that, we got to this tree, and he had taken an old dead tree that was on his property, and he had nailed shoes and boots to it. And
How cool.
I know,
Wow.
so I was like, oh, it was kind of like anticlimactic, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
But kind of cool. And my dad is very much like a steampunk kind of guy. He takes old things and adds new things to them. And in this case, he did it with a tree. He said, well, gosh, it seems like such a it seems like you're wasting something.
That's
Why not take old shoes that you're going to throw away and combine them with a dead tree and turn them into art?
And
so that's kind of
that's
what
right.
he did.
Repurpose it. And your dad was a musician. Now, we want to share with our audience that Kelly Stagg just passed away. Wasn't it on Thanksgiving? It was just this last.
It was December 5th, like 2 days shy of his 87th birthday.
Oh, man.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well,
But
So-
the one thing I wanted to tell you though about the shoe tree thing was that he made that one shoe tree, and then that wasn't enough because that shoe tree fell down. He ended up finding another dead tree he lives like in this private community, and he created this other tree, and come to find out, Dad went into the real estate office to try and find out, what the value of his property was, and he went in there, and on a nature map inside the realtor's office was Dad's shoe tree. It was a marker on a nature map. They actually named it, named this I think
Really?
it was like Shoe Tree Trail or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And so he was
awesome.
that's kind of
Well,
what I
that's
talk
really
about.
cool.
Yeah, that's
in the
awesome.
story.
Well, let's
and it's cool.
let's play.
So.
Good morning, Connie. Let's play Shoe Tree, shall we? Here's
Okay.
the Boys and the Bees with a song called Shoe Tree.
On the stretch to Placerville, there were boots on every post, nailed all kinds of places, even along the coast. An idea came upon our pop to do the very same. On a tree that dropped its top, he decided to play this game. He nailed his shoes upon it. He nailed Mom's shoes too. He named this tree a shoe tree, where his boots were stuck like glue. He'd show friends round the property and take them on a walk, chat about all types of trees, making small talk. He'd say that there are digger pines, manzanita, and madrone. Here's one called shoe tree. When he'd say it, they would moan. He nailed his shoes upon it. He nailed Mom's shoes too. He named this tree a shoe tree, where his boots were stuck like glue. a shoe tree where his boots were stuck like glue. Saw there on a nature map a detail that amazed. Daddy rubbed his eyes because it had him really dazed. Sitting there next to the spot there marked the old horse trail was the famous shoe tree with a boot and a nail. He nailed his shoes upon it. He nailed mom's shoes too. He named this tree a shoe tree where his boots were stuck like glue. Where his boots were stuck like glue.
That's awesome, Kelly.
Yeah.
Aw,
There you go.
cool.
Huh? Yeah. Where did you find all those? Where did you find all those grassers out in California?
It wasn't easy. Actually, they are Disneyland players.
Oh,
They
okay.
play in a Irish bluegrass band, and they're called Sligo Rags. They play there I think once a week.
Well, there you
So-
go.
Yeah,
Wow,
they're
they're
really
good.
good. So I'm
Yeah.
shouting out to them.
That's
At least
awesome.
most of them are Sligo Rags. Yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got a challenge to all you that are listening under the age of about 25. Take your father out to the store and just yell as loud as you can. I don't want your candy, old man. And just see what people say.
You about to get somebody arrested. You gonna get somebody arrested.
Mark.
What?
Mark,
Heath would have got hit
You're
with
a
a
mess.
bat.
That's too funny.
Funny.
Y'all are a mess. Y'all
Yeah.
are a mess.
Or get you.
And,
You know, we can set up a. You know, we
Oh, here we go.
got to the mall with bags. Got to the
Here
mall
we
with
go.
little baggies of Cheerios and sell them as donut seeds.
No. A donut seed.
Just take,
Oh, boy.
just take Cheerios.
A donut seed.
Donut seeds. Get your donut seeds here.
They would buy them in California.
Yeah, start you a donut garden.
Colorado.
Start you a
Go,
donut.
yeah, go to Colorado after they've had a big bong bash.
Start you a donut garden.
Yeah, if I was in Colorado, I'd be looking for old pipe organs to buy the pipes off of them, make bongs.
Mark,
What?
Mark, we don't talk about that on this show.
Mama
Next
has
time.
spoken. All right, okay, Mama.
Mama has spoken.
Hey,
Don said use
Show.
Apple Jacks.
Wrong
yeah,
show,
Ap-
Mark.
use apple.
Wrong.
We could use Apple Jacks.
Kelly.
Different flavors.
Mark,
Yeah,
Kelly's talking.
I'm
Kelly's
sorry. Go ahead,
speaking.
Kelly. You're our guest. I'm sorry.
No, I
Hey, you
was
stepped
just
in it. Clean your
reiterating what
shoes.
you were saying.
Do what?
Oh gosh.
Hey, you
No,
know,
it's good. It's good to have fun.
what time is it out there on the left coast?
7 o'clock. I think that's why we got confused, right? Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes. Anyway, you're funny. You're funny.
It's 7, right? 7:20.
Yeah, it's 7:20 out there on the left coast.
Wow.
Maybe
That's
you ought to
funny.
play the rooster song again.
You know that to wake everybody up.
Yeah, we wake all the people up in California. Said it's a
Well-
place you ought to be.
Kelly, you say you're in California. You ever heard of the Eric Turner Band?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'll look them up though. I'm gonna write
Yeah, they-
that down.
Yeah. Look
They
up
probably all died 30 years ago. Ricky lost his
No.
short-term memory.
No.
I mean, his long-term memory.
Ricky's been missing in
Ever
action
since he
for a
got
while.
hit, ever since that Mexican woman hit him in the head with a high heel shoe, it's been he's been this way.
if you look him up and you ever go see him, just walk up to the bass player. His name is Leo
He
Hopkins.
told me he would never go back to Tijuana again.
I sure won't.
I'm telling you.
I'm done with that scene.
Last time I took Ricky to Tijuana, I had to bring him back in a wheelbarrow. Stole a laundry
bring
cart
him
from
down.
stole a laundry cart from the hotel so we could get him home.
Okay. Well, Kelly and I met.
You know, Ricky quit drinking last night.
Time out.
I sure did.
Okay, Kelly and you what? Sorry, say Cindy, you're the one who booked
Kelly-
you're the one who booked Miss Kelly on Friday. Sorry for your luck, pal. but we love Kelly, so we can aggravate her anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about music for a minute.
Last year,
That's
we're
the
both
one thing too about my dad was he had such a great sense of humor. I mean, there's a couple of songs that are on the CD that are not really appropriate for this show. Although,
well, I don't know today, Kelly.
Now
They
I'm
probably would be.
Not appropriate for this show?
You ain't
Oh, my
kidding.
goodness.
There you go, Nick. There you go. Step in, somebody.
Yeah, we
'Cause they're
limit-
about to blow this off the
Talk about it.
table.
We limit
Talk
we
about
limit
it,
the
Kelly.
songs on. You talk about it, but I just want you to know we limit the songs on this show to no more than 14 cuss words.
Yeah, that's the.
If you got any more than 14, we're not playing it.
Yeah, we're not playing it.
No, not really. Go ahead. So, and let me say this. Everybody settle down. I'll mute the mics. I'm honored that your dad liked my music. You had shared that with me, and I'm so honored that he got a kick out of some of the stuff that I wrote. So thank you for sharing your dad with me, Kelly.
Yeah, and I think I shared a video of him.
You did,
when
and
he was listening to your music. It was like he was like, "Yeah, this is good." In fact, he took both yours and Cindy's CDs home because you were two of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
Hey.
It's the truth, and
And we want to share that we're Grammy members, and that's how we met was through the through the Grammys and submitting. And so you have submitted. Kelly just submitted this new album. And the name of it is The Shoe Tree. Is that correct?
It's called Shoe Tree. And I submitted two songs. One is called 32 Steps, and that was a song that actually I wrote. And the same day I called my dad on the phone, and I read him the lyrics because 32 Steps is about a bar that he used to go to, and he'd meet his friend, and they'd have IPAs and whiskey and sours and stuff like that. And so it was kind of the story about that because my sister, he was at my sister's house one weekend, and this is kind of what inspired the story. He was crawling up the stairs, like 86 years old, like on his hands and knees, totally crawling. And when he looks over and she says, "Dad," she goes, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "Can't you see I'm in training?" And she goes, "In training?" And he goes, "In training for?" She goes, "In training for what?" He said, "I got to get up to the top of the stairs to go to this bar to meet my friend." And so, that was his like workout. He was working out with the anticipation of a month away. He had to make it to the top of the stairs. And so that's what the story's about. It's funny. And so I read him the lyrics, and we talked over the phone. We laughed. He was cracking up. And he says to me, he goes, "I got to go." And he hangs up the phone, and then he calls me back 2 hours later. Now, this is the same day that I had written this song. He called me back 2 hours later, and he wrote his rendition of the same story. Even though it was,
and what's the name of it? Yeah, what was the name of the bar?
That one is called Road to Rosie McCann, and that's the name of the bar is Rosie McCann. It's in Santa Cruz, and it's just, my dad was so funny. I mean, he came up with stuff that was just like hysterical. And so he died. He ended up dying and didn't finish his lyrics, but my sister and I found him in his office, and I handed them to Wendy, and I said, "Wendy, you need to finish these lyrics." Well, she's never written a song in her life, but she finished the lyrics for him and wrote the tune and everything, and it literally is just like as if my dad wrote it. It sounds like something he would totally right. And so, even though we're not playing
really special
it today,
memories. Yeah,
you gotta hear it. So we submit, and Dad and I talked about submitting both together. I said, "Dad," I go, "You could win a Grammy at 88," and I could like hear him over the phone smiling, like I could hear it, and. So that's what Wendy and I did. We just decided, okay, we're gonna jam on it, get it recorded, and submit it. So that's what we did. We just submitted them yesterday, both 32 Steps and Road to Rosie McCann. So you'll have to get the CD if you wanna.
How can people get your CD?
Well, right now it's on CD Baby, and within a couple of days, they can go to our website. Which is www.boysandthebees.com, and it's BOYZ and the BEEZ.com.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to take BOYZ when I typed it in there. It took B-E-E-Z, but I couldn't take B-O-Y-Z when I was typing it in on the notes a while ago.
Well, you're a
my
little
iPhone.
challenged.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
know that.
wow.
There's no question about that. Crap, I typed Google into Google and tried to create a vortex and shut the internet down. I just put Google in Google just to see if it would like spin out of
Yeah. Hey, Heath. Heath, are you still on the phone?
What's that?
Is he still on or is he gone?
There you
He
go.
probably had to go cook a burger or something.
Yeah, because
Probably had to go. Yeah.
All right, starting
He
today,
had
I'm
to
going to say .com at the end of every sentence. .com. Okay, go ahead. All right, well, let's do this. We have two other songs of Kelly's, The Boys and the Bees, and you can get their music today if you're at CD Baby, but as of tomorrow, you'll be able to get it. And CD Baby distributes around to other distributors as well.
Yeah,
for the
iTunes and
digital
whatnot.
stuff, so you can get it on your favorite digital things, which most people today seems like most people that are smart enough to get on a computer prefer the digital stuff.
Yeah.
Although I still like the hard copy stuff because I like to read the stuff on the packaging. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
at
And
any
there's
rate,
a tribute to my dad on it too.
Yeah,
so,
and-
you know.
and-
That's awesome.
yeah. So we wish you great success on
Hey,
your
yeah.
submission to the
Yeah,
Grammys, and
absolutely.
we'll look
Thank
for that.
you.
And here's a song called "Come Here, Boy." All right, here we go.
And we tried to set that up earlier, talking about our favorite dogs.
Yeah,
Kelly.
we were talking about our favorite dogs, but it didn't go so well. So
Oh goodness.
we started talking about ugly dogs. So here we go. This is
Okay.
a dog called "Come Here, Boy."
Thank you.
I think I said this is a dog called "Come Here, Boy." Your song's not a dog.
No.
It's a song called "Come Here,
It's
Boy."
about my
On a
dog.
Monday
Peach, though.
morning, everything is going fine. Husband off to work, I had the job thing on my mind. Heading out the door, I saw my neighbor cross the way. That is when I saw him jump, and then he ran away. Said, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me. Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me." Sooner than I knew it, he was standing at my door. Saw him jump a couple times as he had done before. Let him in the house and called my hubby right away. Told me to call the pound and go merrily on your way. Said, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me." Said, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me. Come here, boy." Plotted with my sister to keep the pup I found. A funny smile, a curly tail, fur was tan and brown. Realized this funny dog made a family home. Before you knew it, he had a house, even a dog at home. Said, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me." Said, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend in me." Say, "Come here, boy, come fetch your toy. I'm the one to see. Sit, roll over and play dead. You found a friend, found a friend, found a friend in me."
Tree school together.
Well, there you
that's
go.
awesome.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's a fun song.
Thank you. Yeah, it's about my dog Cheech. He was a rescue, and my neighbor kind of kicked him away, and he came running to my front door, and he was my dog after that. So, yeah,
Very cool.
it's sweet.
Playing homage. Playing
Yeah.
homage to him. That's really sweet. Well, now
And he
you
was
haven't-
actually the only dog my dad liked of all of our
Oh,
dogs. Like,
really?
yeah, he was just
Aw.
the sweetest dog. So, honestly, all of these songs have something special about my dad in them.
Yes.
So,
that's
Well, and
really,
that's
really
good
special.
since you got the Grammys coming up, and they got to start doing the nominations and the
Yeah.
voting and all that. So
Yeah.
You get a little bit of
Wouldn't that be-
spiritual influence that nobody know where it came from.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So-
Well, another song that we have, and Ricky, I don't know, since you're single, it might.
Are you
I
single
don't know
today?
if this- Aren't you single? Are you single? I don't know that, Ricky. I don't know if you are or not.
It depends
not
on the
married.
day.
I
Yeah,
just know
I
you're
am.
not married, correct?
I keep.
But-
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I am. But is
You
this
are.
a song about single men or is it?
Well, no. Well, it's kind of about. Set it up for us, Kelly. About he's a quitter, but I'm not bitter. We're not saying you're a quitter.
Just
We're
so
saying-
you all know that are
It could
interested in
be.
Ricky. Ricky keeps having this recurring dream of Matt Dooley eating his peanut butter sandwich while he's ironing his shirt in the living room naked. So.
What? What? That was the worst
Like, you're
nightmare I ever had.
It's Friday. It's Friday, Mark. We will have a conversation after this is
Yes,
over, won't
thank
we?
you, thank you,
I didn't
Cindy.
say anything.
Thank you,
You're in
Cindy.
trouble.
Thank you. I love you. Thank
I'm-
you.
We will.
Hey, look,
You're
I-
being nice.
I can't
Oh,
help
Thank
it.
you, Cindy.
Is that-
Thank you.
Rick,
All right.
Ricky, you're first class in my book. So you just
Thank
think
you.
of this song and say, she's a quitter, but I'm not bitter. We're not saying it's you, but you can just change that word in this
Okay.
song.
All right. Are we
Okay.
ready to
Kelly,
play
I
it,
had
or
Well,
Kelly's
you
still
know-
setting it up?
She said it up.
the whole bless your heart thing, my sister said to me, she goes, you should write a song about bless her heart, because it's like, right? You guys know what bless her heart is, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
you don't, it's like you don't really mean bless her heart, And
Yeah.
so that's what this song is. It's not what you think it is, though. I know you think it's about a guy or whatever, but it's there's a little hidden secret behind it. Maybe someday someone will get it out of me. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
yeah, there's a twist on this one, but anyway, that's what it's called. Actually, it's now called Quitter because we kind of reworked it. It's got a new, kind of a bluegrass sound to it, and it's my sister on lead. She's
All right.
awesome.
Well, here's a song called Quitter. I've got the radio mix. That means this is probably going to be a single. Here we go. A song called Quitter by Boys and the Bees.
Matt said you were smoking the wacky stuff instead of cigar.
Met him many years ago, I knew his sister too. Soon became a romance that turned my brown eyes blue. Could have been a lifelong thing, it felt so very right. Time went by, my lover changed, didn't happen overnight. He's a quitter, but I'm not bitter, bless his heart. He's a quitter, but I'm not bitter, bless his heart. Found another gal one night, this girl, she took his heart. Stole him right from under me, he knew he played a part. Didn't play his cards right, not the man I thought he'd be. Fell so hard for her, kerplunk, right down on bended knee. He's a quitter, but I'm not bitter, bless his heart. He's a quitter, but I'm not bitter, bless his heart. We were together a long time ago, a picture just like that. No reason, no rhyme, just bye-bye now. He left without his hat.
Get it?
He quit.
There you go. It just
Yeah,
quit
he
right
It
there
sure
at the end.
did.
It was a quitter. Hold on, we're going to do a station ID. So what you got on your agenda this morning there, Franklin?
On my agenda. Well, first lunch, as
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah, because I'm hungry myself.
Yeah, we want to tell you
It'll
that
actually be brunch.
we want to tell you that our programming on radio is we have at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. daily. We have the Kinsey Power Hour, and Kinsey plays some of her favorite songs and some of the songs off of her own recordings. We have Tommy Smith brings you a programming throughout the day called Country for the Good Life, and we have Calvary Church in Virginia Beach that plays periodically throughout the day.
Yep.
And you are listening to Morning Sunshine, and right now we have people listening all across the globe. We have people checking in. Hold on just a minute. We have people checking in from Russia and Latvia. We have people from Morocco again. Welcome to you, Morocco.
Amen.
We have people listening in Egypt. We have people checking in various parts of Asia, including Taiwan and including mainland
Philippines.
China. Of course, the Philippines, they're with us every day. Australia has checked in today. In
Pakistan.
don't have anybody from Pakistan, do
Not
you?
today.
Are you showing people from
Not yet.
Pakistan? We have people from Guatemala. We have people from El Salvador and Costa Rica. And, we have yet to pick up anybody on here that's listening in Mexico. So we're waiting for Mexico to show
I had
up.
to call Tanya. Well, we do have
We
somebody in
don't try to
California.
leave.
Do what? What'd you say, Heath? I don't know. He probably don't know he's still on the phone.
He doesn't. He thought
Boy,
you there.
it'd be fun for him to take a big cussing fit in there, wouldn't
He thought you still there.
it? He don't know he's on the
He's probably
phone.
in the bank doing a deposit.
Oh no. Well, Kelly, you're still on, aren't you?
Yeah, I
Sure,
still
Kelly's
am.
still on.
Well, that's what I'm
Kelly,
saying.
you're-
We've got
you
somebody from
want me?
Yeah,
California.
Yeah.
we've got California on. So,
Yeah.
um,
What? We stepped on Kelly. Let's let her finish. What
Yeah.
did you say, Kelly?
No, I'm good. I'm just hanging out.
yeah, we're
Well-
glad to have you.
Yeah.
Towards the end of our Friday silliness, instead of morning sunshine, it should be Friday morning silly, really. But we always try to bring some words of wisdom or some words of life towards the end. So I would love for you to share one of the connections that Kelly and I have is that we're both Christians.
Amen.
So
Yes.
that's what we have.
Well,
a
that's what
kindred
connects you
spirit.
with us too, Cindy. I mean, don't leave us out here in the dark.
Yeah, like we're a bunch of heathens just because we act like it.
Children.
I mean, what's up with that?
Well, that's a given. That
Cindy
is a
just
given.
drives a bus right over top of us.
So
No,
that's where I got
that's a
that mark
given,
on my
but-
back from.
I just wanted to share my thankfulness that Kelly and I have become friends and that we actually can call each other and pray for each other. There's many times when my air conditioner was not working, Kelly had happened to call me and she prayed for it. And believe it or not, they were able to get it running. So I just appreciate you, Kelly, and I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate the light, that you are such a light in a dark world, and I thank you for that, and thank you for all that you do for everyone.
You know, I just have to say that Cindy, has been honestly like one of the most, I mean, there's been a few people like her, but it's like she's been so encouraging to me because I have never been this down. With the loss of my dad, it literally, we spoke, I used to talk to him in the morning, in the afternoon, I talked to him like 3 times a day, and all of a sudden that stopped, and it's kind of like a shock.
It's hard. Yes.
And Cindy was there with me, and she, I've been up and down and up and down, and she's just supported me through prayer, and she's been through it too, so she knows.
And laughter. We've laughed together too. We have a lot of fun, don't we?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then come on here on Friday and chastise us for laughing.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. You know, just because I ask questions, you know, I get people mad at me for asking questions like, have you ever made out with your cousin at a funeral? You know, and people get mad. You know?
No, why would you want to ask a question?
I mean, seriously. It's a question. It's not an accusation. It's just a question.
Made up with your cousin at a funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Cindy and I don't have that kind of conversation.
Yeah, I hope
So
y'all
we do
don't.
laugh.
I hope y'all don't.
But,
Oh,
but she-
God.
as you guys know, she's
Oh,
just the best.
gosh. I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
need
hold
to-
on. Do what, Kelly?
I was just saying that she's just the best.
She is
No,
really.
well,
and let's go right there, okay? Let's just take it to right there. When you have someone in your life that is a friend, and what really is a friend, and when you have someone that will be there when you're down, that person that'll show up with a sack of groceries when you're broke.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you have someone that is in your life that you see that's hurting and you give
Yeah.
them time.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and isn't that kind of what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're
Yeah.
commanded to
Yeah,
do?
we're
And you know, we
commissioned.
come on here every morning and we cut up and carry on and we try to bring joy and we try to bring laughter and say silly, funny things. And we try to show you that you don't have to be all stuck up in a prude. You don't have
Right.
to. Now, if you're more comfortable being that way, have at it. Just don't haul that stuff around me because I'm going to joke you. I'm going to say
Yeah.
something silly unless the time is not appropriate to say
And
something
that's
silly.
what we love about you.
Well, and,
Yeah.
and you know, the thing of it is that we are ambassadors. We are called to be ambassadors of the Lord Jesus Christ. And joy in your salvation is something that a lot of people miss because they live and they use the Bible as a book of rules and regulations.
Right.
And I did that. I was brought up that way.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I became aware that the Bible was actually a book of rights and privileges.
There you
It's
go.
it is an emancipation document. It's not a document that enslaves me. It's an emancipation document. It sets me free.
Yeah.
And I'm not required to live under the old law anymore because all the old law was consolidated into two things. Love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, and spirit, and love your neighbor as yourself.
Amen.
If I put my neighbor first, if I can bring joy or I can bring peace through conversations like Kelly and Cindy have had, they bring peace and joy to each other. Kelly went through a very, very hard time.
Yeah.
I was aware, and I was friends with Kelly on Facebook. We've never met in person, but we've been friends. And I was aware when her father passed, and she was broken by that. And Cindy was there to help scrape up the pieces and get the dustpan out and help her try to get it sorted out. You know, and that's kind of what we do. That's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
If we can have you come in here on SGBN on Morning Sunshine and help you put that junk, whatever that is that you're carrying around, or whatever it is decided to park on your bad day button,
Yeah.
or bad week button, or bad circumstance button, if we can get you to not think about it by being silly and by playing music that's uplifting and fun,
Yeah.
we say mission accomplished.
Yes.
You know, and even like, for example, like we have a lot of people here that listen to us. They're of different religions.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We love
Yeah.
you. We so appreciate you coming by. We have people here who have no religion at all, and we know them. They're our friends, and we love them right exactly where they are. And that's our purpose here, is to just show you that we love you. And if you're entertained, that's good. If you get a blessing, that's good. And if you don't like what you see here, move on. If you're offended by the way that we're a little edgy and stuff like that, and it's not for you, there's 10,000 other things you can be doing. Don't call me out for it because you don't know what God called us to do. So that's what we're doing here, is we're just trying to spread a little morning sunshine, and we so appreciate you dropping in.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
Angie Prim
It's why
that
it's
joined
why
us.
I
That's a little
listen,
sunshine.
honestly.
it gets you
Oh,
up in the morning, don't it? We got Angela Prim. I'm gonna tell you what, one of the best singers on the whole planet Earth, and Angie has sung background as a background singer in Nashville for some of the, I mean, if you start naming them off, you'll be here all day. So I don't want to leave anybody out. She's she's a feature artist on the Gaither Homecoming series and the Gaither things, and she's an artist on her own, a solo artist, and I've done a lot of work with Angela. But I'm going to do something. I think I want to pull a song out, and I'm going to play a song that Angie's singing on. I'm going to find just the right one.
That brown one. That brown song.
Soul Talk?
No. Out in the Rain.
We just did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you got the Sometimers this morning or
I
something?
guess so.
Or no timers.
I get to laughing and I don't
Or
remember
no
what you're
timers.
talking about.
Morning, Ron.
All right, well, that was Angie on that song anyway.
It was Angie on that song that she wasn't here to listen to her show her off, so we're going to show her off on this one. Here's a Jeremy Calloway tune called I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. Angie Prim and Gail Mays let it rip. I'm going to call the tooth dentist on you, Gail. Of course, we shouldn't leave out Calloway singing the lead on it, right?
Like a warrior that fights and wins the battle. I know the taste of victory, though I went through some nights consumed by shadows. I was crippled emotionally. Somehow I made it through the heartache with your help. I escaped.
That boy know who hit that.
That was Angie Prim with Jeremy Calloway just singing all on top of her.
That boy know who hit that.
That's Angie singing background. Angie and Gail, and I'm not sure who the third was on that. But anyway, we've had Kelly Lewis from California, who is she's the front man for the Boys and the Bees.
The front man.
Well,
Yeah, Kelly's the front man.
See, Kelly, now what you need to do is deliver a good tap to the face for that.
Why couldn't you have booked her on some other day besides Friday, so we don't have to torment this poor girl?
Yeah.
because today is her drop date. So
Hey, Kelly, I know it.
She
Hey,
let
Kelly.
us be first.
Kelly, can I ask a question? You're single, right?
Yeah.
You're single.
No,
right?
I'm married.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you.
married.
Who said? I thought y'all saying she was single a while ago.
I don't even
No.
know her. Why
no,
look at
no,
me?
No.
We
I
don't
said
even
Ricky.
know her.
Oh, you talking about
Ricky.
Ricky's single?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something, to all you single ladies out there. I happen to know that Ricky, when he's getting ready to go out on a date, sings at least 4 songs from the soundtrack of Aladdin.
I'll be sharp, though. I'll be sharp, though.
Well, let me hear you do your Elton John.
I can't. No, Elton is still in the John, so I have to leave
Elton's
him alone.
still into John. That's funny. Elton's
He's
still into John.
Still in the John, so I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, you know, Elton John and I, we have one thing in common, 2 things. We play the piano and we produce Leon Russell, and, you know, I was able to come in behind Elton after he did it in 2010 and straighten all that mess out. So.
You are funny.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
I got to tell you, it's it was California where they figured out how to spend $300,000 to make a record. I could never figure out how to do it.
I want to send a shout out to Kelly Christino, who produced this album. So,
Oh, yeah.
and she's a wonderful singer and herself. She's very gifted.
Yeah, you guys should have her on your show. Her music is of spiritual nature, and she's just wonderful.
Well,
honestly,
We'll have to do that.
You'll just have to catch what day that'll fit.
You ain't lying. That would have to be on a Sunday. Because Monday through Friday, she's on the chopping block.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're stepping into it right there.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Check your shoes. Check your shoes.
Yeah. I went to Frank's house the other day, and I thought he was burning incense, and it was a belt on his dryer.
Oh my goodness!
Frank, he decided to clean the house, so he decided to clean the house, so he rented a Bobcat.
Poor Frank. Poor Frank.
At least it's not me, because I'm usually the one on the end of that rope. So it feels good to get a little freedom.
You know, Cindy, there's one thing that I do believe, that we're judged according to our good deeds.
To our good deeds.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about our bad ones, Mr. Carmen.
Well, that's a relief.
So
You hit that right on the head. So he said nothing.
that's good. So maybe this is a good time to talk about smallest gifts. Then
It might
believe
be.
that's where you're going.
Yeah, well, it could be, but I was about to talk about when I ordered all the bamboo for Alma. And came home and my backyard looked like a prisoner of war compound. I was going to build her a little tiki hut back there. And came home. I thought it was a POW camp.
Had the dog and the cats outside walking like security guards.
Yeah. I had a
Sparky had an AK-47.
I had a flashback. I started talking to my phone like it was a radio. All right. Smallest gifts and what we do. Gosh. We really do try to live out the story of the widow's mite. You know, where she came into the temple and all the rich folks were coming in there and they were wearing their nice clothes and they were, you know, giving big gifts and all that kind of stuff. And this woman came in, dropped a few little coins in there, wouldn't even amount as much as a penny. Seriously. And Jesus called the disciples over there and he said, "Hey, guys, come and look at this. I want you to see this." That's the greatest gift right there of all day long, what we've seen. And they're looking at him like he's crazy because she only put like a penny in there. What are you talking about? I said, well, this woman gave all she had. You see, we know there are a lot of places out there where people ask you for your money, and then they're going to put it to work, and then they got to buy an airplane with it, and then they got to buy cars with it, and they got to build mansions with it, and then if there's any left over, it gets out to the field. Well, the way that we work it with Smallest Gifts is we have folks that take care of all the administrative costs, including ourselves, where we fund it, and we have other people that see the vision on what we're doing, so that when people do give the Smallest Gifts, that money goes directly to helping in the field, 100% of it. And you can verify all that. We have full disclosure and transparency. And some of the things we do is we take care of an orphanage in the Philippines. We've built a chapel in the Philippines. We take care of a big church over there when they have needs and issues. We provide food, and we're working on providing educational supplies and needs for kids going to a seminary, and we've just finished doing some repairs after they had an earthquake over there. And then we do things like at our Angel Center in Lubbock, Texas, which is a dialysis clinic where people come in there. It's in the part of town where a lot of indigent people come for treatment. And they literally don't have enough money to get home if they can get there. Or they have enough money to get home back, but they have no money for food once they spend their transportation costs to get there. And we step in with a little thing like 3 $10 bills in an envelope. We have a young lady out there named Rita Funk, whose son is treated there, and Rita takes care of overseeing that and vetting the people that we give the money to and making sure that it is truly a need. And she disperses that and reports back to us. And these are the things that Smallest Gifts does. And we use our music. Cindy and I use our music and to promote Smallest Gifts. And that's what this program is about. It's not only to bring you joy and laughter and good music, but it's to raise awareness of what we're doing and to give you a means of becoming a part of it. Yeah. We had been thinking, well, we don't want to start asking people for money and be one of them.
Yeah.
And then we realized after some coaching from some other people that we're depriving people of a blessing that we get by helping others. And if you don't have money, if money is an issue for you and you don't have enough money yourself, and certainly don't take it out of your own storehouse, like from your own church, but you can help us by clicking on that share button. You can help us by talking it up and building the network up to where we're able to reach more people. Yeah. And that doesn't cost you anything. And
that's what I do.
And amen. And you can help us
honestly, I don't have money. I'm a musician.
Yeah. No kidding.
I understand.
Right.
We understand.
So that's what I do. I share. So
yeah.
And by sharing and by talking it up, you're able to help us advance our work throughout the kingdom. And folks, listen, it sounds odd, but we have people in Middle Eastern countries right now, and in countries that are predominantly either non-religious or of another religion, that listen to us because they enjoy the music and they get the laughter, and because we're not cracking them over the head with a Bible like it's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's not what we're here for. I don't think anybody was ever called to do that. And I'm going to say it to you again. If you're a Christian religious zealot and you don't like that, turn me off. Go somewhere else. Pick you up on one of those people that you like to listen to, or just go off and, go ahead and be a scribe or Pharisee, whatever you want to do. I don't really care, because I'm one of these stupid people. I've got it all confused, according to some of you. I think that the gospel is for people that don't have a relationship with Christ.
Okay.
That's what I think the gospel's for. We can sit around and entertain each other, and we can show up to church, and we can all just be one big cheerleader together and never get outside our four walls. Well, have at it. I'm of a different brand. If you don't like it, like I say, turn me off. Hey. I could care less. What do I care if you get offended? Take that up with the guy that hired me. That'd be the Lord.
See what he says about it.
If I get out of his will, he'll nudge me and tell me. And if I don't pay attention, he'll kick me in the shin.
That's right.
So that's how it is. But Morning Sunshine and Smallest Gifts, we love you. We really do. We do this. We don't get paid to do it. We take our time every day to do it because we get something out of it from you. Looking at your comments and knowing that you're enjoying it and knowing that we're reaching people around the world. And throughout each day, by the end of the day, when what we can measure, which we can't measure everything, but what we can measure through the various platforms where we distribute, we will have reached anywhere from 10, 12, sometimes 15,000 different people through the various platforms just on these platforms like Facebook and YouTube a day. A day.
You know something, Mark?
And you know,
Awesome.
what's that?
Money could not even pay for what we do here.
Oh no! I mean, you couldn't do it.
Money would not even pay for that. So you know,
Our guest today has been Kelly Lewis with a group called The Boys and the Bees. And the music that they do is fun. And it's enlightening. And it's fashionable. And it's acoustic sounding on this new album. And the vocals are there. Everything is there. And I invite you to go. What's the website again, Kelly?
It's www.boyzandthebeez.com.
Boys
Yeah, it's
and
spelled
the
funny.
Bees. Yeah.
Boys and the Bees, but it's with a Z and a Z.
Well, I would like for you to. I would like to invite you to go and check out their website, take a look at the things that they're doing, and remember that what they do brings joy. It brings entertainment, and everything that you do. Like for example, if there's people out here that are roofers, you don't go out there and just only roof churches.
All right.
There are people that's not out there that are plumbers, so you're not out there just saying, well, I'm exclusively going to plumb a church. I'm not going to do anything but plumb churches. The music that they do, they go out and they take into places where the gospel usually is not welcome, and they let their light shine. You see what I mean? You get that philosophy?
Yeah.
That may be foreign to some of you because you think that they need to dress up and go out and you know, drag religion around with them, but that's not the key. It's being an ambassador and just making the introduction. And that's what they do. Kelly, we're glad we've had you on. You know we love you.
Yes,
and
we
you
have.
and you know all the
Yes,
horseplay
we
and
do
cut.
love you.
You know all the horseplay and cutting up and stuff like that. It's because we love you. If we didn't like you, we'd just
no,
let you
I
sing
know.
and
And
talk
you know
and all
what?
that.
I wouldn't have it any other way. That's why I watch you guys.
Well,
I
good.
mean, you're fun to watch. You're fun to listen to.
Check
and
your local.
I love you guys.
Yeah, amen. Well, check your local truck stops. You can find Kelly's number on the wall. So.
You know,
don't do that to Kelly.
Can I say one last thing? Just
Sure.
on behalf of my dad.
Okay.
Can I say one last thing? One thing that he always told us, you know, he became a Christian late in life, like literally. I mean, he's always a Christian, but really kind of strongly his faith grew when he was in his 80s, and which is so awesome, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
And one of the things that he always said was, and it touches me, so I'm going to just share it, is that it's not how the show happens, it's how you finish the act. And so that's what
true.
I just wanted to tell you that.
That is a fact. All right, listen, it's morning sunshine. We're checking out before we pass out because we hadn't had anything to eat.
We ain't lying.
I started eating that styrofoam
He
cup.
was eating the cup. He was actually eating the cup.
All right, everybody, before you go out, put on clothes.
Good morning. We've talked the
We
whole
love everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ricky, we're going to have you sign an affidavit that says you will not touch certain parts of your body on the camera.
I sure won't. I promise
It's
you I
an
won't.
angel, good morning.
Morning.
Charlie Pride. Lifetime Achievement Award by the
I wish
Grand
I could kiss
Association.
an angel in the morning, but I can't.
I'm going to go home and kiss my angel.
I would love to kiss an
Good
angel in the
morning,
morning.
Frank. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Kelly. Thanks again for being on the show.
We
Thank
love
you
you
so
guys.
much.
We love you guys.
We're going to miss you over the weekend.
Happy birthday.
Those of you that have withdrawals, please call Michael Carmen at 615.
Did you see Nick? He said he just about fell out of his
Yeah,
car
Nick
seat.
said he fell out of his car seat.
I said, you're in a car seat?
Who's driving? He said he fell out of his seat.